And then last night I went to see Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
I don't think I've heard of Green Day.
Why? I don't know.
Pitbull's a bald guy with
it was
glasses.
packed. Like it was
for
like
Pitbull.
no, for the place
Day.
it was packed. Green Day, both were packed. But for I've never seen this venue that packed before because most of it, half of it is on a lawn essentially. That goes back.
It's on a lawn.
Yeah, like
wow.
Essentially half of it seats, half of it is lawn. People are just standing up on the lawn. But it's you could easily fit a few thousand on that lawn, and it was packed with the lawn.
Is this Bridgeton?
No, this is a Mr. Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
And it was packed for Pitbull?
It was packed for Pitbull and T-Pain, but yeah.
Well, that makes more sense. But Pitbull?
No, Pitbull was the main act, and people were there for it.
Pitbull was the main act?
Yeah, not only that.
What the hell's Pitbull?
I saw probably about 200 different women.
Is that a small spot?
With a we call it a bald top. So they put a bald top and drew in like a goatee. So there's like an army of little pitbulls running around.
Are we talking about the guy who does Monopoly?
Kinda. He monopolizes
money.
Cuban flair. I don't know.
I have no
Fisher's
idea.
Heard of this.
He's an American artist that makes repetitive music.
I can't see
what have we got there.
That was fun.
Okay, Netflix.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Like spending lots of money on
Netflix, yeah. It's a solo RPG.
Oh yes.
So the term football wasn't coined in Britain until the 1980s.
What?
Before then it was soccer, and
I suppose soccer AM.
Yeah.
And it was short for association football.
Yeah, I remember that.
And 1486 was when the term was used. So
we did it first.
Medivac, Electric Messiah in the chat has said that role-playing game is so good.
Yeah, I'm just reading through it at the moment, just to get my head around it. And I've got lots of post-it notes to bookmark the pages.
So you can go backwards and forwards just in case.
No, there's certain tables in the book you've got to reference and things.
It's not the old 5-finger bookmark then.
I don't have to tell him because you're live, Medivac. So
sorry.
You've told him.
Hello. What is this live thing you talk on?
Yeah. What is this live thing? Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are playing a role-playing game called Mythras, which is a fantasy setting campaign that we're in. We're in the middle of a portal room at the moment with some fancy graphics going round and round and round. Alex T of Black Oath Entertainment keeps making great tabletop RPGs. Is that who wrote it?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So before we get
it's a one-man band as well.
Is he?
Sorry. Yeah.
Is he all by himself?
All by himself.
There's a gap in my knowledge. I'm going to have to fill that in. I don't like not
there you
knowing,
go,
not
Fishy. There you go. I forgot what. Oh, yes. Before we start the session, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and who they will be playing tonight. And we are going to go straight across to the most powerfulest member of the whole group. He's long to go first. And it's you, Mr. Pickles.
Hello, I'm ready. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I leaned back when you said the most powerful of the group. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
I didn't know you knew what sarcasm was in Wills.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Pickles. I guess I play the most powerful Bartleby Fumus. He's our theist, and he serves the moon goddess. Through her, he isn't really able to do a lot of damage or put up much of a fight against enemies. He's learning to use a staff, but otherwise he's mostly the party's knowledge character and the one who is able to heal wounds, heal the mind, heal Poison. If you get your eye chopped out or if you go deaf. What was that, Animals?
And poisons.
Poison.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh yeah, I can actually cure poison and disease, and I can pacify people. Bartleby
And
can
death.
do a lot of good things, but he can't really inflict much injury. And that's Bartleby Fumus, the one trying to make sure NPCs don't hate our party and wander off into the snow. With that,
Doomed.
I'll pass the mic on over to my ally, Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah.
We
I'll
can
look
work
at
with
the
that.
definition of the ally, but yeah. I'm Captain Kangaroo. I'm similar to Mr. Pickles. I'll be playing a magic user, but a magic user who doesn't have hands that, feel like milk-soaked linen. He actually uses his hands for battle too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fire guy. He's very fiery in his rage. You might even, when he does some crazy attack, will play a Pitbull song called Fireball to the background just to get people motivated and going. But I'll keep it nice and simple and throw the mic to Tiggity Tex.
I'm Tiggity Tex. I play Tarek, the worshiper of a darkness, essentially deity. Well, not deity, but spirit, greater spirit. It's complicated. And I can cause disease instead of cure disease, with one of my spirits. Though it's more of a long-term effect and not a short-term effect, as we've
Yes.
learned.
It's not instantaneous. It takes
No.
time.
It does take, and the better I think the roll, the sooner it can happen, but not like instantaneously. Still, it's like within hours. So don't cross me, or I'll get you sick.
In 2 weeks.
Yep. Eventually, you'll get the flu. And I play as a shaman that deals with spirits, or what's called an animist in Mythras. And I'm not from the local regions, although our whole party is not really from where we are currently in this reach. But so we're all in the same boat as being strangers in a foreign land. But with that, I'll pass it off to Medevac.
Why, thank you. Hi all, I'm Medivac and I play Hazard Khan. He's our go-to tracker, forager, hunter. He's awesome with a short spear, a scimitar. He's also a friend of the Dryads, who should be really helping out here, but they're not. They're buggered off somewhere.
And a
yeah.
lump hefter.
And a lump hefter too. He also has a totem, a jaguar totem, which is a tooth around his neck, which offers him certain abilities, which he is new to, but he's learning to adapt to them at the moment. They can improve various, make skill checks easier. Correct me if I get this wrong. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, so yes, they make one grade easier. Sorry, rumble. He's pretty damn good at most things, apart from evading.
Oh,
he
yes.
can't dodge out the way to save a toffee.
Really?
Because he doesn't like to land on his backside. No, he doesn't. He never really dodges. He throws himself into combat, doesn't he? So, yeah.
I was just checking his... Oh, no, he can't.
No, I told you he can't.
Cyrus tends to... He likes to also roll down on the backside, but usually in a brothel.
You're also a selfless protector.
I'm a selfless protector, yes. I will kill myself to save a friend. Yes. That's why I hate all of you. And with that, I shall pass on to Fishy, if he's not gone.
Hello.
Still here.
I'm Fishy. I will be playing Merrick. Merrick is very much the non-magic guy in this party. Got a couple of...
True?
Yeah, I thought you actually had.
He's got a bit of folk magic.
Things.
Yeah,
So,
a little bit of
you're
folk
not
magic,
totally
but
agnostic
that's
with the magic.
He's the liar of the party.
Really underselling himself.
It's not magic, it's science. He just knows a couple of scientific techniques that he can use to boost his weapon, but he doesn't do magic otherwise. But he's a duelist. However, he grew up on the streets, so his background gives him some stealth and thieving abilities that he doesn't tend to talk about a great deal, or it gets him into trouble, but they're there when he needs them. And he's come to this, well, I was going to say he's come to this place, but it's not this place. He came to a different place on a quest for a mysterious organization. But now he's got stuck here with this lot in the middle of nowhere with no clue where we are. So we'll just have to see how things go and whether he can offend any more people this week.
Can I just ask, is your blade sharp a really fast whetstone?
Yeah, I was just
Really, really quick. Yeah.
I'm really ready now, guys.
Are you ready now, Captain? Can we start?
No, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, is that what you said, or was it a joke?
Yeah, but I was a joke.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
glad it went right over your head.
It did. It went completely over my head. Right. So the party, like they've all alluded to, are actually in a different part of they're still on the same continent. They're just in a part of Odess that they've never been to. And it's over a high mountain terrain northwest of the village that they were living in. And currently, they're trying frantically to find a way home. And in Mythras, you can actually teleport around the continent using portals. These are marked on the floor by sorcerers. And then the sorcerers can open a portal connecting one marked area to another marked area, and that is instantaneous to pass through. However, if the mark on the floor gets damaged or interrupted or covered, then the portal cannot be used. So the party, accompanied by a guardian knight called Annalise, managed to infiltrate or managed to find the portal in a keep, and they got down to the bottom. They managed to get through a trapdoor that was locked and trapped. If you remember, it set off a ringing bell when it wasn't properly disarmed. And they came down to the portal room that you can see in front of you, and only to find that the mark has been damaged. It's been scuffed out. Parts of the flagstones have been moved or burnt, and which means that this portal is currently unusable, to the dismay of the party who thought they were going home. Annalise is currently standing. Well, the last time the party saw her, she headed off to the guardhouse to guard the entrance, and we left it last week as I think, Bartleby, you were about to go out and talk to her.
No, he already did.
She
Yeah,
had left
he
me
did.
with a quest to get the party to
The most
apologize for
impossible quest
disrespecting her.
ever.
Yeah. When she gave me that quest, I was kind of like, uh-oh.
And it wasn't the party. It was one person, wasn't it?
Tarek? I want to say it was Tarek, but that doesn't feel right. It feels
No.
like it should be Cyrus.
It was just, I think it might have been Tarek.
I think it was Merrick.
So much.
It was
I
Merrick,
think it was
sorry.
Merrick, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, perfect. I'm glad.
Somebody had been
I'm
sort
still
of
going to blame Cyrus for
It
that.
was Merrick. But
Poor
Cyrus can
Tickety Tax
apologise.
was thinking, what?
I was.
I was like, I'm fine with that. I'll
I'm
say
not
sorry.
supposed to be
I
here
don't-
today.
I don't have a problem saying sorry.
So yeah, Bartleby, you had a chat with Annalise, and she said that she almost like felt dismayed and things weren't going her way, and that she wasn't as powerful as she originally thought. So yeah, after talking to her, she turns around and says that she's a noble knight, and in this realm, it appears that they have possibly some kind of natural respect, even though it might not actually be earned at the current state, because the guardians have been reduced to hardly a skeleton crew, even in a big keep like this. So yes, Bartleby, let's go out over to you. She's just said that to you. What's going to be? Would you like to talk to her, or would you like to do an action?
If memory serves, I did a lot of apologizing for the group and groveling and trying to say that they can be difficult, but they're very useful. And so she'd given me my quest. I kind of wavered on it, and I would be leaving her now because I've done enough to return to the party. I recall they were split up, like some were going up to the library in the top floor and some were staring at the scuff portal.
Yes, I think Tarek was in the library. I know that because he had just found
yeah, Merrick was in
map.
an office.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I was
I'm gonna
in
head
the
towards-
restroom with the candlestick.
that checks out. I'll head towards the tower. Try and find Tarek to discuss. Sorry, looking for Merrick in the office to try and discuss this.
Yeah, I think Merrick's in the office at the moment.
It might be time for Merrick to start using his first name instead of his surname, just so we can keep these characters
What?
separate.
He has another name.
Yeah, but he doesn't use it, so none of you
Is
know
it
what
Garrick?
it is.
It'd be Bob.
Garrick. Yeah, please don't.
Bob Merrick.
I need to look at the character sheet now.
Why did we roll initiative last week? And what are frost darklings?
No, you didn't. I needed an order of initiative to go into my video, my YouTube video. So I was doing about how combat works. So I wanted to have
that's cool.
something up. That's why it was.
Squeaky bum time over.
Yeah. The American Tarek Geos reminded me of the House of the Dragon twins, Eric and Arik. I don't know House of Dragons.
It's Game of Thrones.
I didn't know that was their
French
names.
prequel,
That's
isn't
really
it? Yeah.
that's very stupid.
It's
Oh, is it
Eric
game?
and Arik.
I don't know Games of Thrones.
They just changed one vowel.
Just
Yeah, the initial vowel from E
Yeah,
to
that's
A.
it.
Yeah.
Very similar to Merrick.
That's very
Chairs.
stupid. I expect more from George R. R. Martin.
Merrick and Tarek just changed a consonant, and that was it.
Yeah.
just label one of us Tweedledee and the other Tweedledum, and we'll be fine.
Balterby.
This
I
and
know
that.
who's
This one and
Yeah.
that one.
You
I actually write it down each week in my little notebook so I know who you are.
Balterby, who you go with Tarek? In the library?
No, I'm going with Merrick because
Merrick.
he was the one who I have to talk to.
Okay, then
I
go
believe.
for it.
So I'll enter into the office loudly. Bartleby doesn't sneak around. I presume you're not like doing something weird.
Merrick was just looking through all of the paperwork that was left behind in this office for
Okay,
clues,
good.
really.
Bartleby will enter and be like, "So, find anything useful in this room?"
No, really, not yet.
Well, I have something that might help our situation out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna need for you to say some words eloquently, like the maybe nobleman you are, to Annalise.
Oh, I ain't a nobleman, mate. No, nothing like.
Oh, I
What
just
does she
assumed because
need?
of the sword. Well, she was just hoping that maybe you could retract some of your earlier statements that I may or may not remember fully. It's kind of praying to Amriel, I guess, but like a "I am sorry for these words" kind of thing.
Well, I'm going to need to know what the words are for that.
I mean, you said them.
Well, yeah, but I don't know what I said that apparently she's taken offense at. So,
Fuck off. Excuse my French. Sorry, I thought it was muted. I was talking to the wife because Nipple's at the top of the table now.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I felt a little
Ooh.
targeted there for some reason.
I'm sorry, no. I'll mute myself now. Sorry, viewers.
Does Bartleby actually remember what the insult really was?
It
I can tell you what it was if you
Go for
need
it.
me to. It was she was talking about being sober, and and it was Cyrus and Merrick that were like, well, you don't know if the powers that stopped the disciple
Pain dealer,
like
yeah.
the spell, it was the spell that went off that you like stopped. And she was like, oh, Cyrus has the power. And they were arguing the fact that, well, you don't know if the alcohol is what makes him so powerful and like resistant
Yeah.
to, I
I
guess.
think
I thought he
Anne,
said something about dissing her ability or her knight's ability to defend this place. I thought that was the thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
Maybe
that
I'm wrong.
sounds right.
No, that's so mean. Why would someone say that?
No,
Well, I
And,
mean, the evidence is kind of here for your statements,
So
but
I
it's
think
still
it was
mean. You
like
don't say that.
insinuating
Yeah.
like that being sober doesn't do anything for you, or like it's charged to be sober isn't worth a damn.
I think it started off with Annalise. Cyrus wanted to go and find wine and wanted wine,
Yeah.
which is completely normal. And
Yeah.
Annalise was saying that he was she was being really nice and saying to Cyrus that he's a powerful sorcerer because he stopped the lightning
the night
spell.
terror thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember my actions. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Your
she thought
actions, yeah.
Cyrus had done it, and then the discussion then got on to how did Annalise not realize? Maybe it was the alcohol that was causing the power that gave the power to Cyrus, and then an influence roll was done, which succeeded. Her willpower succeeded, but it was opposed, and Merrick's was higher. So she said that she felt a little bit, probably as a knight, a guardian, she felt a little bit knocked her
Disjointed.
confidence. Yeah. And so she didn't, she just went off to guard.
Sulk.
Yes.
And I'm begging her to rejoin us.
Which we need her.
She knows things that we don't know.
She knows how to stick in the way of a jab, so that way I don't get hit with a jab. While all this is
For
happening,
once, Cyrus, it's not you who's in trouble. I have to say.
I thought it was
kinda
me.
think-
Still.
I kind of think
I'm
Cyrus is
surprised
in
to hear
trouble.
this.
I might have to
I
get
think
Cyrus
he's-
as well.
Honestly, I think it could have been either of us. It just happened to land on Merrick.
Merrick did the
Good.
influence roll.
Yeah, it was the influence role.
What you get?
Tarek, just
trying.
on a side point, you've got this map that I
I thought it was
showed.
Tarek or Merrick that got the map, not
All
me.
right. So whoever got the map,
It was in the office.
that is portable as well. So it's currently rolled up at the moment, so that could be shown whenever you want to, Merrick.
The map of the 4 towers, isn't it? With the center point being
Yeah.
Argent Reach.
The map that took me 5.5 hours. I think somebody just said it looks like the Hobbit map.
Yeah, and it's all to scale.
I was gutted. But
That's a good thing. Hobbit map is like
yeah.
luckily I won the opposed roll on that one.
I did the
Just so-
Hobbit map. My O-level art exam, I did the Hobbit map.
So Merrick, it looks like the ball's in your court. What would you like to do?
I suppose I'll go and find Annalise.
One of the
We
things
do
that-
need her on our team. She's a powerful knight. It would be bad to lose her, and I feel that she might leave our group if there are tensions here, and also because she said
I don't think it's necessary. She's a knight. I don't know if she's a powerful knight because she seems like the lowly of the tiers of all this knights in this castle, and they're all dead. So how powerful can she be?
she knows things about the teleporter we don't.
I think, in fairness, I think she is probably the highest ranking knight here.
left.
Cyrus
Yeah.
hiding under the desk.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Terribleness. Yeah. Okay.
So yes, Merrick, what would you like to do?
Yeah, assuming that Bartleby will tell him where she is, he will go to talk to Annalise.
Down at the guardhouse.
Right, yeah, so
I'll
head
go
down to
find the
guardhouse
others
then.
and leave you to it. I suppose. Don't get into a sword fight. I'm going to be very, very disappointed if I come back, the rest of the group, and you two are fighting with swords.
Slapping
Okay.
each other.
I trust you here, Merrick.
Take that one out of the old armory then. uh,
But I'll make my leave.
it's I don't know. Fighting is a very traditional way to solve a disagreement. Never mind, I'll have to do without.
So you, Annalise is stood at the gatehouse. As always, you've got your cold weather gear on.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a blizzard blowing outside, but she seems to be stoically stood. From as you approach her from behind, she seems to have her hood up. Her shield seems to be on her back. She doesn't look like she's got her sword out or anything like that. And she's standing very still, just gazing out across the ramp.
I would like you to
I
see a
shall
wonderful
not-
speech, only to find out that she's frozen to death.
Yeah. It's actually a dummy. She's hiding somewhere watching.
So what would Merrick
shall
like to do?
Okay, I shall hail her as I approach with a "Milady, I believe we need to talk."
And she doesn't turn round, and she just hears that as you approach, and she says, "We'll talk then." One thing I need to
understand.
ask, Merrick, before we go any further, is what you're going to say to Annalise, truthful or not. You can do either, but
Yes.
untruthful will mean you would have to make a deceit roll.
Yeah. No, it is going to be truthful.
In a subjective manner.
It might not be as diplomatic as she would like, but it will at least be truthful.
Go for it. So you're currently still behind her.
Yeah. He'll walk up alongside her. He won't necessarily look at her or just look out where she's looking. Just stand beside her. My lady, I come from a fairly dark background. I grew up on the streets of my city, and it wasn't a good place. And what I learned at an early age was that if you don't learn to laugh at things, they will destroy you. So I make jokes. I understand that I have offended you with my sense of humor. It was never my intention. I apologize for the offense. I cannot really apologize for the words. They're how I survive. They're how I get through these situations. But I do apologize for the offense. It was never my intention. You have been a worthy companion, and you have my sympathy for what has befallen you and your order. But as I say, how I deal with this kind of horror is to laugh at it.
And there's a moment of silence, and she replies, "I grew up in the keeps from the age of 16 onwards. We have our jokes, but few of our jests have meaning to them. But we are noble knights. We respect other people and expect the same respect in return. I understand you have come from a dark and lowly background, so I will forgive your words."
I will endeavor to be more cautious with what I say in future.
And at that point, she turns to you and looks you straight in the eye and said, "That might be wise. Just roll your insight roll for me, please, Mary."
Ooh.
Insight.
Strange. You almost like think there's a hidden message in it. You're not too sure what, but she doesn't seem to be telling the whole truth at that point. But just as you catch that on her facial features, she changes tact altogether and says, "It's about time we got you home. Let's go to the portal room." And then she turns to Ash. She turns around and starts to walk in, and she says, "Bring the rest of your party. Let's get you home."
Right. Okay, I'll go in search of the rest of the party then.
While this is happening, I'll probably still be at the portal room, and I have about 3 weeks to figure out what to do next. And I'm just gonna roll which site.
Yeah, go for it.
And if I fail this, I don't know what to do. No, my strategies have gone to nothing. Where are you?
Please
Roll
remember,
magic.
luck points have refreshed. Sorry.
You
It's
know
all
what?
right.
First luck
hang
of the
on.
night.
No, you don't need to, because you can take minutes. There's not,
okay.
And that would take it down to easy. But please remember, magic points have not refreshed.
Yeah.
And you got 4 hero points that run out tonight. So next week you'll
Ooh.
still get 4, but they will be refreshed on the 1st of October.
Boys, we're gonna do some crazy things today.
Yeah. I'm trying to find, that is not Annalise that I've brought in. Yeah, so whereabouts do you want to actually cast the witch site? Are you, just around the portal room? Is that the
around the
plan?
portal room. See if I see a little like magic, prints in the ground, or I don't know.
Yeah, so there seems to be lingering magic from around the portal area. Apart from that, there's nothing else that appears to be magical in here. Cyrus, you've traveled through, and Bartleby and Hazra serve you, and you do the marks on the floor seem to be somewhat different. They don't look like the marks that you've traveled through before. They seem to be more angular in places. And I mean, you've seen these quite a while because you traveled through portals. You traveled to a ship through a portal. You traveled across the other side of the realm. And they do look subtly different
Wasn't
from
this
here.
portal circle damaged in some way, if memory serves me?
This one is, yes. So everybody congregates in the portal room, and Annalise comes down, and she comes down the stairs quite purposefully, with Merrick behind and anybody else joining, and she sort of like is purposefully walking down the stairs, and then as she gets close to the bottom, she looks up and sees the state of the portal and says, "Oh no. Oh, it has been destroyed and altered." And she turns around and looks over at you, Cyrus, and say, "It is a good job you brought your sorcerer with you, for he will be able to correct the marks and help you get home safely. I fear that this world is becoming too dangerous for you to stay in much longer."
My lady, can I ask you? We can see it has been destroyed, but you said altered as well. What has been altered?
It seems that some of the marks look slightly different from the ones that I remember in the past, but I was but 18 when I left this keep and came through the portal.
but I'm sure your memory is still perfect. If you've lived in this keep so long, you would have memorized this pattern.
And we only use them to transport from here to Argent Reach. I do say, and she sort of like gets close to it, Hazra, as you're talking to her, and she points to what appears to be a black line while everything else is white chalk. And there seems to be, she points to it and says, there, that black, and another one there. And it looks like some of the circles, so the big circle and there's the smaller circles inside, some of them seem to have either small black lines either bisecting them or just coming like little radii from it. She sort of like looks confused, and sort of like in the end, as she points to them, you think there's about 12 additional lines. And she looks puzzled for a moment and says, your sorcerer will be able to correct this, I assume. He has great power.
You would like
I
to
do
think
have great
so,
power.
wouldn't you?
You're right, but I think I missed that class about runes and teleportation, all that stuff. But Cyrus licks his finger and goes to one of the black lines and tries to see if he can rub it out.
Yeah, it comes off. It looks like it looks like it's just charcoal.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep just like kind of licking the black lines off.
Cyrus truly is a mighty mage.
And
Very smart.
Annalise, I presume Annalise is near you, Hazra, since you've been talking to her. She sort of like leans over to you and sort of like, almost like she doesn't turn her head to whisper into your ear or anything. She just leans closer and says, your mage is strange.
No,
What
my
is he
lady,
doing?
he is an idiot. But he's a very good at what he does.
He's a very good idiot.
Yes, indeed. He has saved us many times, but he does fumble around sometimes. I'm not sure if he truly knows what he can do, but he will learn.
I saw him stop the pain dealer's magic. He was very powerful. At that point, Cyrus, you sort of like look up and you notice that you've got a black fingertip and also a bit of a black tongue when you've been licking. And he sort of like looks up at that point, Hazra, and you see him with his dirty finger and his blackened tongue.
It's almost like he has that poisoning. What's it got? Oh God, it's a whole film made of it.
Poisoning.
Poisoning, black finger and black tongue. The monastery.
Black lung?
Where they licked the page and the page has been poisoned. And
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
Arsenic. Is it arsenic that turns your black finger black and your tongue black?
No idea. Yes. And Cyrus suddenly realizes it's not charcoal. It is arsenic.
All right. So after all the charcoal's licked up, and taken
So
off,
like smudged in places, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any chalk? Maybe I can etch it out, maybe, or I don't know.
And she said, "There was
trace the lines.
There's normally chalk in the office up above. Oh, these darklings must have been very powerful to get through both the trapdoor, and I did not hear the alarm go off any time as we were journeying here. I heard it go off a few when I was guarding."
Yes, that was us.
Yeah, we set it off on the way down here.
We did it on purpose.
She disappears up to the office and comes back momentarily with what appears to be a wooden box that has a slidey lid on it, and she pulls it back, and in there's sort of like 1 inch cuboid bits of chalk. You notice that some of them have been used more than others, and she sort of like hands it over to you and says, "Your chalk, sorcerer, mighty sorcerer."
I sniff it, make sure it's good and magical.
It's plain oldery chalk. Yeah.
Okay. Like it just okay. I'll start tracing. Can I use any knowledge skill to kind of help me maybe blatantly just make it up as I go?
Yeah, you can roll anything you want to make it up as you go.
Don't make any difference. Roll what you
I don't
like.
need a skill check for it, but yeah,
To copy the lines.
you do very well making it up as you go. And as you're sort of like down, Annalise almost like turns to you all and says, "As your great mage is preparing the portal, I would just like to thank each and every one of you. You have been valiant in your attempts to save both the guardians and our keeps. I am grateful for how you have participated, even though it was nothing to do with you. You are truly noble adventurers, and I would feel happy you all becoming guardians if you were not leaving to go home."
Can I ask? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Is it, Annalise, can I just ask, are you going to be sending us home because are you Order of the Kraken?
She looks very puzzled. It looks like she has no idea what Order of the Kraken is at all. She sort of like says, I do not know those words, and no, I am but a knight.
So are you able to activate the teleportation circle?
She says, "No, only great sorcerers can do that." And she gestures over to or down to Cyrus, who's on his hands and knees.
I see
I
a
think we're
little
going to need
fault
another
here.
plan.
It looks like he's drawing a picture like in Mary Poppins.
Can you tell us to be yet?
Yeah. And
there's a little guy there, and he's walking with a balloon.
And Annalise says, "But you have all been fearless and brave, and thank you for saving me in the first stronghold. Without your aid, I would have truly died."
Well,
Jericho bow a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I'm doing over here.
Annalise, may I ask, this is the
Doesn't
first
really seem to work out.
stronghold you say. We have a map that says there are 3 more other strongholds. Do you think that maybe they have the same problem as we have here?
There are a number of keeps. We have the smaller stronghold where you found me to start off with, which is just like an outpost. These are the main keeps, and these have teleportation systems. They normally would have more of a garrison here, but these are the portals that we would use to travel from Argent Reach to the keeps. Did you show her the map, or you're just talking about the map?
I'm talking about it because she's literally come down, hasn't she? We haven't shown the map.
Yeah.
I think Cyrus, did you have it? Was it Merrick?
I found it, but I gave it to somebody. I can't remember who. It probably would have been either Cyrus or Bartleby.
Bartleby.
Well, let's say Bartleby, because Cyrus is on his hands and knees.
I will reveal the map for them.
And she sort of like is taken back and says, where did you find this?
In the office, looking for anything that might be useful.
Oh, yes. I understand now, Merrick, what you meant by your dark background.
Busted.
We have a name for people who are
Curious.
curious, she echoes Hazra's word, and are very nimble with their hands.
Oh,
And
believe me, I've heard all of them.
she takes the map off Merrick and sort of like Bartleby, sorry, and stretches it out on the floor, and she points and she says, these outposts are the main areas, the outward lying guard posts that circle Argent Reach. We are at a keep. There will be another keep, and then the outpost that you can see here. At each corner of the map, there are another 2 keeps and another outpost. She has a careful look, and she points to the circle in the middle of the map, and she says, that brings back memories of the springtime. We would all see how far we could dive in that lake. Sadly, no one has yet reached the bottom of it. And she points to a bit sort of like southeast of the map in the bumpy bit and says, that is where my farm was. My father's farm is in that fertile land there.
And then I'm sure it's nice to reminisce, but where are we on this map?
She sort of like, we are off to the west from the northwestern outpost, sorry. Would you like to try?
Flying horse, when he left, what direction was he going in? Did it look like he might have been heading towards one of these others?
He looked like he was traveling east, so it would be towards yeah. It would have been nice to show you. Oh, the other thing is that she just says, can you see that black line, that deeper black line? That's a river. The other lighter
from the keep through the swamp.
Yeah. Into the lake, and then the other lines down at the bottom, those are
roads.
Yeah, trails. She calls them. She says this is a simple map. A simple map. It doesn't show all the intricacies of my land, but yes, and she points to the middle. That is Argent Reach.
I always told someone spent a lot of time on this map, so I don't know if you want to call it simple.
I do believe that we are not going to be leaving via this portal, and I think we should be heading east ourselves.
No,
the main keep.
No, Hazra, you have a mighty sorcerer with you. He could stop the power of the pain dealer.
Annalise, unfortunately, our sorcerer is Order of the Kraken, and he does not know how to operate the portal.
He's Order of the Phoenix.
Sorry, Harry Potter. And he
poor Maggie Smith. Sorry,
sorry.
I know. Bless her. He cannot. He sort of like she looks down at Cyrus.
I don't know how long you've been away from civilization, but from what I've learned from one of our companions past, that there are certain orders of the sorcery people things that can do certain things, and Cyrus is a wonderful battle mage and a wonderful man of tactics. But whereas an old friend called Alzheimer's called Majiggy, the young boy we had with
Gulliver.
Gulliver, yes, Gulliver. He was an Order of the Kraken, and he could teleport people.
So
Yeah, but he
She-
died, right? He that's why he's no longer around, right? Is that why? Because
No,
he
he's
was a
with the
dumb
Order of the
kraken.
Lich.
Yeah,
He's doing
he's trading
evil magic.
with what's her face.
he
Lame,
was.
yeah.
His master, I think, was an Order of the Lich.
Yeah, he's lich. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Flagnag, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I only know that because it was
That's
Gandalf
right.
backwards.
No.
That's what it
Mm.
That's very well done.
And Annalise looks puzzled. She says, I do not understand about these orders. She looks down at you, Cyrus, and says, are you a knight?
No, I'm really comfortable in my ability to drink, so no, not a knight.
In our world, we have no such order. The sorcerers can cast any spell.
Well, that seems chaotic. I don't know how you deal with that.
Well, most of them learn very simple spells to start off with, like drawing a portal and using it.
Sorry. That's a real chuckle.
Some of
Right.
us are so uniquely abled that some of us get to skip a lot of those simple classes, but because we have dumber sorcerers that can do it for us. So yeah, some of us have to deal with real magic and real battles.
We
So-
have a very powerful mage in Argent Reach who can draw portals and teleport.
Oh, really?
She is mighty powerful.
And where's she?
She's in
think she
Argent
just said.
Reach.
Oh, okay. This is Archer Reach. Got it. Okay.
Her name is Lady Melanie.
No,
No, I made that up. Sorry.
Oh, please do that.
That would be good. I
That
wish
would be
I'd.
so good. Melody's sorry, learn all the orders.
Yeah, and she's a super powerful.
And they're going, hello, Cyrus. Welcome, Mr. Cyrus. I've been
And
You learn a lot,
expecting you.
so
we
obviously she's not
have
the best at every order.
sorcerers who know all the magic, and then
Mhm.
we have theists such as Terek.
You said theists?
Such as Tarek.
Yes, people
I'm not a-
who
Lady, are you blind? You're just giving a lot of false information out there, or
You-
assumptions.
I'm
You-
an animist. I'm a shaman. I don't deal with deities. I deal with spirits.
Yeah. The only
yes,
deity nerd is that one, and I put it Bartleby.
but in Argent Reach, the deities are the greatest spirits. Our
Well, that would be
theists,
handy.
our theists have the ability to use power from their spirit deities and call spirits as well.
I was
Just
just going to
something
take a step forward. I'm going to say, Annalise, have you heard of a city called Lindo?
We've tried that one with her before.
Oh,
She doesn't
no.
know about our towns from our world. We're in a different world.
We're different,
That's
yeah.
why she's having.
I don't know where you're
The
getting
land
that
that time
information from.
forgot.
I don't know. That seems. I think you're making a lot of assumptions there, Bartleby.
I'm not
Um,
assumptions.
I'm waiting for a
I
small
know.
chapter to be like, boss, the plane, the plane.
Right.
Annalise turns to you, Cyrus, and as you sort of like kneel up and with chalk dust on you and on your fingers, etc., and maybe in your mouth if you've been licking anything, and says, "Can you not operate this portal?"
Again, it's not very familiar. I think.
Cyrus, be honest.
See, the thing is, I don't know cursive, and I think there's a lot of cursive in this. And so,
Cursive?
I
I am
come
going
from a
to
different
walk
world.
Cursing.
you come from a different world, different
Is-
education system.
She sort of like holds her hand
Is
up and
Cyrus
says,
on his hands and knees still?
No, he's got up, but you can
He's
make
gonna-
him
I
on
will
his
walk
hands. and
behind
knees.
him and I'm going to slap him on the back of the head. And I say,
I thought you were
Cyrus,
going to slap
be
him on his butt or
straightforward.
something.
and yeah, be serious and be honest.
She's
you
sort
probably
of
go
like,
to Argent Place to get one of your sorcerers there, your very powerful sorcerers, to deal with this, because I have no idea what I'm doing here.
one person roll a 1d100 and compare it to all your insight rolls and tell me who succeeded.
Cyrus, you
The
can do it because
disappointment on her
I just
face.
slapped you.
All right.
I'll roll if nobody else is rolling.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm
Wow.
not being responsible.
Well,
That's
Yeah, see, that's why you don't make me roll.
Can you use luck points to reverse that?
Yes, you can.
Why,
Can we
thank you.
use
I
a
will do
heroic
in that
point?
case. Then.
You can use
Yeah,
your
no,
hero-
No, they use luck
use
points.
one hero point to reverse that for everyone.
Okay, then. Does
Yes.
everybody succeed on an 8?
Was it
Uh-oh.
inside?
Just barely, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Does
No, I
anybody
failed. I'm joking, didn't
has anybody critted on an 8?
No.
I don't know. How do I know?
Is your skill 80 or above?
Oh no.
No.
Yeah. So you all notice that the first expression you see is that of shock, almost like disbelief, that you think that she was under the impression that one of you, namely you, Cyrus, could operate the portal. And when she came down here, she thought that you may also be able to correct it because of it's altered. And that's the first thing you get. The second thing that you get is almost like dismay is probably the best word. And she sort of like looks at the ground and she goes, I do not believe this. We are lost. We cannot progress. We are doomed.
Well, that feels great.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk towards Bartleby and say, "Hey, can you deal with this lady? I'm gonna go upstairs and check at the office.
What do you mean deal with this lady?
Just calm her down.
You
She's-
know her name.
And at least, what do you mean doomed?
We cannot use the portal.
Why
We
are
cannot-
we doomed? Because we can't use the portal.
We cannot get you home. We cannot get me back to Argent Reach.
Is this your first problem you've ever deal with? Like, come on,
Why can't we not walk to this place?
your feet
Or-
broken?
She looks somewhat shocked. She said, "It is weeks. Weeks.
Oh,
So this
Why
map is
do
not
you
to scale.
Why do you think we have a portal?"
Because I thought you maybe just didn't like walking.
Weren't you like
It's
stationed at an
tactically
outpost
sound.
for literally weeks, or months? Like weeks is nothing for us. We can walk it. What do you got? You have nothing else to do. You have like a ball to attend or
Cyrus,
something.
Cyrus,
Sorry,
there is
I'm
that
gonna
flying.
walk.
Yeah, fine. Go upstairs and look for something.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, find some wine so that you can remember that class you skipped.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, I did find it.
The only thing that worries me is what that guy with the flying horse is going to be getting up to while we're spending weeks trying to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can Cyrus learn bottle magic in less than a week?
Like by the time we get to Argent Reach, it might be gone. Like this
Yeah.
place.
Oh,
Annalise, is there any chance that instructions on your magic might be in the library above? Like, surely there's like a maintenance manual for proper portal maintenance, right?
Or maybe your high knight who ran this place has something that can teach my friend Battleby here.
each keep had a sorcerer, had a mage who
And
could.
where's your mage now?
Well,
should be
that's not
with
gonna
the
help us.
keep.
This is an important question, I feel. Was the mage, the sorcerer, among the dead here?
No, I did not see them, but I
Right.
thought we
So-
were bringing the mage. As she looks up at the door where Cyrus came.
But if the sorcerer was not among the dead, there is a chance that they got out through the portal before it was damaged. So that's good news. It's not great for us, but it's good for them, and it's good for warning other people.
He
Concentrate on the positives here.
deserted his fellow knights.
Yeah,
No.
that doesn't
Mages
sound
are
like
a
no,
very
no.
interesting
Maybe
group.
he was ordered to go back and warn Argent Reach that there was trouble coming.
So they can prepare.
Yes.
Roll your influence.
Because of course the knights have run out of messengers.
Uh-oh.
Hmm?
Oh,
Oh, that
Ooh.
was hard.
some
Didn't he do well?
success.
Oh no.
Not as well as you thought.
you
Yeah.
you really think they have gone for help?
If they've got any sense.
Is that not your protocol?
We are guardians. We fight to
Yes,
the
but
death.
You fight to the death even when it would be more sensible to make a tactical withdrawal, reform, and then win. Winning is good. Maybe winning would be a thing to focus on.
Merrick. Merrick. You were right about focusing on the positives. I think what we need to consider here is that there may be some sort of information upstairs. These sorcerers that would be at the keep, surely they would have an office of sorts, maybe where they'd keep information. Our sorcerer may be our sorcerer may be lacking sometimes, but
How
he
do you
has
even
great
get-
potential.
How do you get around? You have a sorcerer who cannot teleport.
Yeah, that's pretty
An
funny.
oxen
but
cart.
yeah, we have. Well, Hazra has a really nice ox named Brutus. We left him with a boy and a lot of wine. So I hope he's doing okay. But
I think you need a new sorcerer.
look, when you need something to
On that, we
die,
agree.
Cyrus is unstoppable. He is a champion of battlefields. And the more I say that, the more I feel like I should be making sure he's not. I'm going to make sure that he's learning upstairs. So I'll take my leave. I'm going to glare at Merrick as if to say,
You've been told
the
off,
room.
Merrick.
and Bartleby's going to make his way upstairs. I'm also going to just glare at Tarek as well. Even though you haven't done anything wrong. I'll give a
Preemptive
thumbs up
glare.
to Hazra, and then I'll leave to go join Cyrus.
And Annalise comes over to you, Hazra, because you've been talking nicely to her and asking her nice questions. And she just says, what will we do, Hazra?
First, we would turn off mute. And this, my lady, I do not know because Cyrus cannot control portal. Gulliver, an old companion of ours, could, but he's of the wrong order. And I don't understand how you have people here that can do different things from different orders. But you had the sorcerer here that could tell magic, unleash is not my strongest thing because I do have a very strong distrust of magic. I just put it out there. It's
She's sort of like,
it's a
she
45%.
she sort of like leans over to you and says, I have a similar distrust, but I do not like to show it in front of your sorcerer.
No, don't mind Celis. Tell him you've done like his magic. He'd be quite happy with that. But
I trust our theists, our clerics.
your clerics are like Merrick? Terrick, sorry. There's someone
She
the
looks over as
spirits.
Merrick, then goes, looks a bit puzzled, then looks over to Terry. It says, does he call down lightning like the pain dealer?
Yes, he can do, I think. But he summons spirits of great power to either aid or destroy.
Well, maybe he will be able to help us with the portal.
You know what? That's a good idea. I'm actually gonna call upon my former master.
I think at least we shall speak to him and see if he can.
Yeah, roll your binding skill.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, pop him out.
Just a master.
That was rude, wasn't it?
It was.
Us, I mean.
Yeah, he's all like appears, and it almost looked like he was doing something. So when he appears, his arms are moving off to one side, and he's sort of like
He's got
looks
like a
at
frying pan with an egg inside.
yeah, he sort of like stops and sort of like looks at Terrick. Where are we?
We're in another foreign place. I believe the greater area is Argent Reach.
Ooh, a swirling pattern. What's that?
I believe it's a portal. Sorcerers are said to be able to use them.
As a portal to where?
Anywhere, I guess, if you know the right symbols.
Nice. Hazra, Annalise does not look phased that this spirit has appeared. It almost like it's almost as if
Normal.
she's seen it a lot. So Terrick, why have you brought me to this strange place?
Oh, I'm a little out of sorts. Have you ever heard of
You haven't
Animus?
got one of your medical things, have you?
You can't ask that. It's supposed to be a secret.
Are you well?
I believe so.
Yes. What is your difficulty?
Have you ever heard of Animus that can use prayers?
Oh yes, heathens.
Oh.
They
Well-
have really moved from the true path of being an animist.
Well, apparently the people the shamans and animists of this realm have the greater source, the greater spirits as deities that they worship. So they not only can call upon spirits, but pray to them, and I'm guessing cause miracles.
That would make them extremely powerful, Terrick. Extremely powerful.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
More powerful than you. Can't theists cause earthquakes?
I don't know. Bartleby's not here right now, and he's the only theist that I truly know.
I think they can. Watch yourself, Terrick. I don't want to be gazing at you on the spirit plane with me.
Is it possible for me to learn their ways, do you think?
You want to become a theist?
Well, if necrosis is a deity here, surely I should be worshiping him.
Well, if you want to stray from the true path of an animist, then he looks totally befuddled and confused. Maybe?
I shall wave at Merrick.
Merrick or
Not Merrick,
Tarek?
Tarek, sorry. That's it. Maybe is your master able to tell you about this portal?
No, I'm afraid that animists don't, and we don't have portals. I'm afraid. He said about the markings as if he didn't know what they were. I would so I assume not. And do you know about portals?
We can travel through portals. I cannot create them. I am an animist.
Was there anyone within our tribes that could make the portals?
Only
Just out of
the
curiosity.
only the sorcerers who lived in the, well, we call it, you know, the yes, they are more cultured and civilized than us. They live in high towers and buildings made of rock.
Yeah, it sounds like
temples.
sorcerers.
Can I touch it?
Feel free.
We're still talking about a portal.
I need to have it. I need a. There you go. He sort of like goes over and he sort of like has a look at it, and he sort of like thinks. He seems to mutter some things to himself, Tarek, that you're really used to, and then he turns to you and says, "Anything else, Tarek?"
Have you ever heard of Disciples of Discordia? Or Discordia in general?
He has a skill, I think, does he not?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so you can roll that.
Let's see.
Bible buddies. Bartleby Bonkers Bible buddies.
That's if Tarek joins me on the theist level.
Oh,
Then we'll
God,
be doing
yeah.
Bible studies.
Before these.
You could teach him. You could teach him.
I could teach anybody to love Amriel, but only Amriel. That's the only flavor I know.
I
So
love Unreal.
he doesn't have the ability on his character sheet,
Ooh.
but it's lore spirits 126%. So what do you want me to do?
Just roll a D100.
Not 26.
Yeah, he doesn't recall Guardians or the name Discordia at all. He's quite blunt with you, if you remember. So you almost like say, "Do you know?" He just says, "No." You know, and then that's it.
All right. Thank you, Master. I appreciate your assistance.
He sort of like nods to you and blinks out of existence. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, Bartleby, where were you?
I was going to catch up with Cyrus to hopefully help him search for reading materials regarding the gateway.
Yeah. So
Why is
you're.
Cyrus collecting reading materials?
No, he has taken the skill now. He's not.
He's always been literate.
He's not very good.
He read the Peter and Jane books.
Yeah,
he's so literate he reads it as literate.
Yeah.
Go fam.
Lord.
Yes. Is there anything you want to do in the office?
Well, if Barbie shows up, he's gonna show up me just trashing the office, looking for anything that might benefit. Like I'm just pretty much throwing books everywhere, just trying to figure out anything that might make sense for what we're trying to do.
So some of the books
Dummy's
of
Guide to Portals.
Yeah,
for
and
portals.
some of the books are quite of a high reading age. What's your literacy at the moment?
Ouch! I've seen some mean things.
Remember,
My
you got a lot of training.
literacy. I'm at 36, right?
Yeah, okay, that's not a bad, but
Yeah,
you're
I'm
really
past
looking
my
for
problems.
really looking for books with pictures in, to sort of like
Preferably, yeah, because
you
those
sort
are
of
the
like
best ones.
flick through some and then cast them to one side as Bartleby comes into the room.
Just throw them
Cyrus,
at walls. What?
this is exactly why I came up here, actually. Okay, we need to be serious about this. Cyrus, you're the only person here who can probably figure out this thing, this gateway. I need you to put on your best student face for the first time in your life and work with me here.
Okay, Mr. Bartleby, I'll be all helpful for you.
I can tell you're taking this so seriously, because otherwise we're going to die. That guy could come back with lightning bolts, and I might not be able to save you
Well, then
this
we
time.
kill him then. Like, why are you scared? Why is everyone so scared? What's going on? We've
Cyrus,
saved the world like 13 times already.
I felt how powerful that pain dealer is.
And you stopped him because together we tend to kill the big bad guys.
Barely. I barely stopped him.
That's what makes it fun.
Well,
Actually,
sense, I
that's
guess,
true,
yeah.
wasn't it? Because the magnitude of his spell was 11.
Yeah.
There are going to be perhaps higher hierarchy that can just ignore my goddess. We need to find a book in here that has the proper symbols so that you can draw it. You need to learn how to draw. Can you do that, Cyrus? Can you at least try?
I wasn't known for my painting class or my calligraphy class. I was mostly known for my punching people in the face class. So
Cyrus,
I'll try my best.
would it motivate you if I promised to put 400 silver on your bar tab when we get home?
Immediately?
Immediately. When we get back, I will immediately go to my temple, get into my personal coffers, and I'll bring you silver at the Hairy Hobgoblin. And I will say, on Cyrus's tab,
No takesy backsies.
no takesies backsies. All I'm asking is that you learn to the best of your ability how to make a portal.
Fine. I can't find
So
anything that tells me. I don't know why. What kind of dumb system out there has an entire keep for only one sorcerer knows how to get in and out of? That's
well,
who decided this? They didn't write down like a manual anywhere or anything.
that's what we're looking for. There's surely something in this office. We just need to be careful and look through each book, not throw them on the floor. I'll pick one up off the floor. We need to
It's
find.
like the one.
So Bartleby and Cyrus roll your literacy skills for me. And just before we go to break, I just want to go back to Hazra, you and Annalise.
Oh, dear.
You're
Oh, if
learning,
that
buddy.
ain't to the
You're learning.
that
Hey,
seems about
but
right.
I get the check marks. I'm definitely learning.
that was just perfect.
That's the letter E.
Do you
Yeah.
know what? Now we know our ABC.
They changed the way that
Good grief.
Yeah, that crit's gone backwards.
Yeah.
Right. Just before we go to the
Sorry.
break, when Bartleby is sort of like pointing to words in books, trying to get Cyrus to improve his reading skills, Annalise almost like comes. She seems to be quite down for a while, Hazra, and puzzled, and all of a sudden she reaches out and quite casually grabs your arm, as if she suddenly thought about something, and she looks at you and says, or almost in the eye, and says, "I might have a way out."
Pray tell my lady. As I
And
leap forward and yeah,
kiss.
on her. Yes.
So we'll take our break now, and we will be back at 1:45 the hour. So go away, grab yourself a drink, get yourself another McDonald's, Captain. You know,
It's not
So-
McDonald's, but it's pretty close.
close.
Burger-
Burgerville, isn't it?
Yeah.
Burglar Bill.
Burger
McBurnville.
Renero.
Oh, right.
It's a local.
It's a local thing.
They're known
yeah.
for their sweet
Ish.
potato fries.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. So yeah, so go off.
Pending lawsuit.
Go off and grab
And
yourself something to
expensive
eat and
burgers.
drink, and we'll be back here at 1:45 the hour. We'll see you back here real soon. And I
Oh,
will-
this is
So I've got a hot chocolate, a praline. Is that how you say it? Praline
Praline?
hot. Yeah, hot chocolate. Love it. So we left the party. Cyrus and Bartleby are busy searching for things. Well, Bartleby's searching for things, and Cyrus is just looking at pictures. And Annalise, and throwing books. And Annalise grabs Hazra's arm and said that she has a possible way out. So I'm going to come to you first, Bartleby, because you are flicking through books. Cyrus is trying to be helpful, but really fumbling a lot. But he's doing his best. He's not messing about. He is trying hard and keeps saying, what about this book? What about this book? But you find yourself that you are reading what appears to be a log, a diary, a journal of things that happen in the keep. And it has various things going on. It talks about them defeating monsters out in the snow. It talks about new recruits coming to the keep. It talks about people leaving to go home and general apathy in the keep. But you do find with your literacy roll a really interesting passage, because it talks of a knight called Muldove. And you suddenly realize that Muldove was not actually a knight. He was the sorcerer of the keep. Unfortunately, it would appear from the journal entry that he got removed. He was told that his skills were no longer needed. Okay, no longer needed. And there's talk about him throwing the keep into turmoil and eventually being asked to leave. And although what he seems to have done was that he was told to leave and was meant to open the portal the next day. However, overnight, he disappeared from the keep altogether. And despite looking for him, they couldn't find him. But they sort of like presume that he can't have gone far. This seems to be in the last couple of months or so. And then back down here. Oh, sorry. Do you want to ask any questions about what I've just told you, Bartleby and Cyrus?
I think Bartleby would mention this to Cyrus, be like, does the name Moldove ring any bells for you? A sorcerer? A sorcerer that shirks his duties?
Dove.
Roll your insight skills, Cyrus.
A source of an M, right?
I think so.
Like and then an O.
I was assuming it was a U, but
It is.
Oh.
It's a you.
See that's coming
This
a
is
little
what I was
closer.
thinking.
Little, yeah, okay, but maybe.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
No, you haven't heard of him at all.
Oh.
But it
God
was a
damn
really,
it.
it was a really good roll.
Real clear-minded right now.
Yeah.
My hard
Really
focus.
sure you haven't heard of it.
You're really definitely sure you have
No,
not
I definitely haven't heard of it.
heard it. Back down in the portal room, Hasra, Annalise has just grabbed your arm in a rather friendly fashion, and if you remember, said that she might have a possible way, and she turns to you and she starts to talk, and almost like in a hushed voice to start off with. She said, when we were young or younger, and there was a rumor that keeps were actually connected via a tunnel system. So to travel from a keep to an outpost, the outpost was where you first went, you have to travel overland. But to travel from keep to keep, there was a rumor. I remember people saying that there were tunnels that connected keeps to keeps. If we could find this tunnel, maybe
It
we
would keep us warm and be a lot faster than traveling through a rugged terrain.
And
Indeed.
then we could travel to another keep, and
it would still be weeks, but
well, we could travel there and see whether or not that has a portal, or even continue to travel until we find the towers.
at least I agree, but I'm more concerned whether these other towers have been attacked like this one.
But via the tunnels, we could.
We'd be protected from the cold.
And we could see what was going on.
Can I just go back to your first comment?
Yes.
When I was young, I never needed anyone.
Thank you.
Sorry, there we go.
Roll your sing skill, please.
I know. Sorry, that was really playing my mind. I had to do that.
You do have a sing skill. I thought that was a crit.
As well.
Yeah. We all thought it was a crit, but obviously not. Okay.
I just think he was very suggestive based on that role of his singing. I think he
when she passes me that, when she passes me that bit of knowledge, I will go to whoever's in the room and say exactly the same thing. I'll be like, and these things, there's a tunnel system that goes from keep to keep.
We
have a way of finding this tunnel system.
Apparently, it is hidden. That's what they said. Hidden. Only those who possess the knowledge know where the entrances are. She leans a little bit into you and says in a hushed tone, maybe your friend, and she looks over at Shady Merrick, maybe he might possess the skills to locate it. I think he has a very dark
keen
background.
eye as well.
And he spoke to me of his dark background.
Yes, but he has a very keen eye too. So let us keep our fingers crossed. And back off, dog. Sorry.
There's no way to talk.
He's like, don't call me a dog. How dare you?
It's our daughter's dog. It's a Vizsla. And he's just sat here politely begging for my food.
No, slap it.
No, he's too gorgeous. Yeah, maybe he will another way. And like I say, I will tell everybody what she's told me.
So at that point, Bartleby and Cyrus, you can come down the stairs.
That was my intention.
Yeah.
And as I come downstairs, I'll just interrupt the conversation in the room. Does the name Moldov ring a bell to anybody down here?
Annalise nods.
Cocktails?
Annalise nods and says, he is a sorcerer He operates the portals here.
Right. Well, I found out what happened to him.
And she
Um,
says, Bartleby, we know already. Merrick told us. He hopefully got through the portal and has gone for help.
Yeah.
That was a theory.
So that was more like a hypothesis in this case.
A what? What's that? What's that word?
Spell it.
Yeah, spell it.
Hypothesis,
like
that's when
6
you don't have
letters.
enough thesis, as opposed to hypothesis, where you have too much.
It's not something fast then, being hyper.
She says,
It's yeah.
I presume he is dead or gone for help.
Well, it seems whoever was writing this journal, a couple months ago, Moldov was causing problems here, creating turmoil within the keep.
Ooh.
I don't really. Does it say anything specific like that he did, or is it just phrased as if,
It talks
like he was doing
about,
things?
yeah, he didn't get into any fights, but he might have helped initiate them. There's comments about him using his magic inappropriately.
Very
I'll
dirty.
share that. I guess he wasn't using his magic appropriately, and that caused fights. And then he was eventually told to leave. They told him to leave.
There's a story when he actually seemed to deliver an electric shock to some of the knights when they were fighting in full armor.
Okay, well that's funny, but
Very conductive.
Oh, I see what you did there. I got that one. Whoever that was, I got that one. Science degree. Ka-ching! Got it.
so I think it's safe to say he's not here, and I think it's safe to think that perhaps he might be part of what's going on. He might not
That's what you
exactly be
think?
our ally.
But then, how did he leave and also damage the portal?
The portal could have been damaged by the monsters. They could have been damaged by him, but he left without a trace. If he left out through the front gates, then he might be struggling or dead. He'd be dead.
Annalise turns and says to you, Bartleby, but if he's out there and we can find him, we will not need Cyrus to open the portal.
Okay.
To open the portal, yeah.
Yeah. Specific action. Got it. Okay.
She left
Every 99% of other actions you might need me.
She
Just
left
one,
a
let's really
deliberate
focus.
pause there.
Yeah. Got it.
I
It
hesitate
seems-
to suggest this, but is it possible that he might have left on the back of a flying horse after trying to zap Cyrus?
The book doesn't say that clearly, just that he disappeared. They were out.
Yeah,
and then overnight,
unless he came back and then
he
went
could have
off in
gone
the
over to the
horse.
other side at that point. I mean,
He could have done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could keep looking for more schematics perhaps in the office to see if I can find how the portal could be made. While Cyrus, you could fly around and see if you can use your perception to try and spot any evidence of somebody making a path through this falling snow.
Are there dates on when this journal was made and when he left? Because if we're talking 3 months ago, that's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The calendar.
I don't know how else we would.
The calendar doesn't look. It doesn't look similar to your calendar, but Annalise can sort of like interpret it and say how long ago it was.
I will share the book with her, of course, for that.
And she, at one point, she points down to an entry, Bartleby, that you hadn't read because you just got the main piece of information. And there's a report from what appears to be a patrol of guardians in the area when they came across. They said it looked like Moldov, but he was accompanied by 2 huge ice bears, one on either side of him.
Hmm.
That
Ice
was,
bears.
yeah.
Are the bears made of ice, or are they
They just like
Arctic?
ice.
Are they like Arctic bears? Polar bears.
Annalise sort of like says, ice bears are like big bears with white fur that live in
Mm.
in this area, Mr. Bartleby. They are quite vicious. Not
Are
as
they
vicious
gentle?
as the manticore that you killed.
So
Are
you're
the-
talking like large bears who live in like polar areas,
They bear all.
well, like bear
They
polar.
live
No,
in
no, that's
in the snow and ice. They live in the snow and ice, so we call them ice bears.
That makes
Has
do
it
not-
been
makes
consistently
sense.
snowing in this entire time, or is
Yeah,
it pretty much?
It's a good question. It seems to snow constantly here.
Got it. Okay.
Ooh.
So the reason why is if it wasn't snowing, maybe there'd be fresh footprints leading out if people have escaped, but that won't be the case if it's still snowing.
Yep.
Well, I can turn to a bird and take a gander outside. Unlike obviously the portal sorcerer that you're used to, I actually got style, and then at that point I'm gonna turn into a bird.
A snowy owl.
Snowy owl.
Into a little robin. And,
Ruby.
you're in the portal room. You do know that.
Is there? Oh, fine. I have to go open the door. Oh, I did.
If it's
fine,
near a
yeah.
fire, I'm gonna shoot him and cook him.
And Cyrus just flies headlong into a plate glass window, and that's the end of him.
Tarek would like to ask Annalise, these tunnels, are they warded off so that a spirit wouldn't be able to see them? Because perhaps my former master could quickly go around and try to see if there are any hidden tunnels.
They are, all I know from the rumor is that they are protected.
Perhaps they're warded off in some way.
I think somebody with a rather dark and shady background might be able to disarm any dangerous.
I'm gonna move over to Merrick and give
Oh,
him
they're
a poke.
traps.
And do what, sorry, once you get there?
Give him a poke.
Oh,
And say,
Ow.
maybe the lady Annalise is talking about you, Mr. Tarek. I've seen you do things
Merrick.
Merrick, sorry.
Yeah.
I've seen you do things that we
Yeah,
cannot
you
do.
saw me
like-
set the alarm off on the way into the
Yes.
down here from the
You-
office for starters.
You tried very well to disarm the alarm, which none of us could do. So maybe with a little bit more concentration, you could find what we are looking for.
Well, I'm certainly motivated to get out of here. So
But as
Uh,
quick as possible before Cyrus gets back.
Annalise at this point goes, as Hazra's talking to Merrick, she sort of like sidles over to you, Bartleby, and says, are you aware that Merrick has a dark background? He told me himself.
He's very judgmental about his
isn't
background.
she?
Merrick, you suddenly start to put two and two together from your insight roll earlier on, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think this might have been her way to possibly get back
Yeah.
at you?
She's doing a bit of stirring to get some revenge. Yeah.
She's like, he told me he stole an apple when he was younger. Obviously, that means he's a deranged serial killer.
She's only
dark.
repeating
Yeah.
the dark. He had a dark background, Mr. Bartleby.
Bartleby.
well, Annalise, I think a lot of us here have dark backgrounds.
And
I
there's something worse, Mr. Bartleby.
Worse than having a dark, edgy background.
He has a lute.
He was raised on the streets.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, I work with a lot of people on the streets.
I bet you do, Bartleby, in your free time.
I mean, in our hometown of Lindo, I'm always trying to help those who are less fortunate.
I can believe that,
He's
Mr.
really
Bartleby.
hands-on.
Maybe you can offer to aid Merrick, bring him back onto the right track of righteousness and truthfulness.
You know, I used to think that way, Annalise, that was the ultimate goal. But with the adventures that we go on, the places we go and the enemies we see, I value each of their individual backgrounds and the skills that they bring to the table.
Roll your
Cyrus,
roll your influence.
Just on that
Heck yeah.
speech, I'd like to give her.
Yeah, a point of inspiration.
I need to learn how to speak more goodly. Psych.
I think you speak right good, Dora, at the moment.
You
Fight me
speak.
with your willpower.
Oh yeah, she says that was a good speech, Bartleby, but keep an eye on him.
I will.
He's a dodgy geezer.
Nice to be trusted.
Should I roll my ability to turn into beautiful birds?
Oh, you can take as long as you want. Just roll it,
Alright.
just in case you get a crit, because then, first of all,
Or
before
a fumble.
yeah, I'm interested in magic points. So obviously you're going to turn into a bird. Is it a snowy owl that's part of your... Yeah? So I think the only part that you would be possibly changing would be the timing.
Yeah.
So let's just... Do you have the spell on your character sheet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which change shape?
do-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you wish to change the magnitude of the spell?
No, I'm sure we can find just by itself.
Okay, so you can just roll it for is 15 minutes the... Yeah, that 15 minutes is your power in minutes. So that's standard. Do you want to up it at all? So if you click on 14 minutes, it'll open a macro, and then you can do the... So using one shaping point will take it to 28 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Okay, then. So that's cool. Anything else? You don't need to change anything else apart from that. So that'll be 2 magic points that you'll use up, and just roll your invocation skill just in case.
Oh my god! Wait, hold on. I just realized I could probably use this on other people.
I think you've threatened to do that
Of
before.
the target.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just read that. Well, because first the other thing I said, resist endurance. Like, why would I resist my own spell? But then I was like, oh,
So it has targets, yeah. But you could only turn them into the animals that you can turn into.
Yeah, but I can turn into a little finch and just...
Yeah, you can turn it into a small bird. Yeah.
Or a dodo.
Oh, dodo. Yeah.
I know Inwills is thinking, no.
Yeah. Those are extinct.
Do you know?
Okay.
Our characters would have never seen a dodo, probably.
I don't think the Red Order would have a dodo in its suggested, but every time... This is serious in the sense that I do. Every time Cyrus thinks of a creative idea to use a spell, I always write it down, because I thought, oh, yes. I was trying to decide what would people... I should be able to take over your character, shouldn't I, if I switch bodies? Because do you gain the abilities of the new person when you switch bodies?
Yeah, that's one thing I've always been kind of wondering, but that's why I like when we did it back in Lindo or whatever, when I had
When it takes you to bed.
Yeah, where you tied me to the bed, so that
Yeah.
way. So yes, you would be able to control my body as I control the body of the other person.
Yeah. So plus whatever inherent attacks and modes of locomotion it possesses.
Yeah.
The recipient may use the creature's base skills or his own if they are better. Magical or supernatural abilities are not granted, and nor are any of the mental characteristics. So you could change into a lion. Requires shapes of intensity. There are many. Yeah. So you wouldn't gain the. You wouldn't gain the. You could gain the locomotion, so you could fly in the. But you wouldn't get those spells that they get. What did you get?
Exactly.
Yeah,
95.
Yeah, but you could take minutes over it, so that'd be easy. So just cross off 2 magic points, and yeah, what do you wish to do?
I'm going to kind of fly around, see if I can see any like trail or any kind of something that will resemble an escape route someone would have took or something.
I just thought of a wonderful thing, and the person will hate this. You should actually turn Hazra into an owl because he has tracking.
That's funny. Azra would end up like literally having a panic attack.
He would.
Yeah.
And I'd probably kill you in
Yeah.
your sleep.
Peck his eyes out.
Caw.
Okay then. So you can start flying around. Hazra, you've talked to Merrick and told him about this door. So Merrick, what would you like to do at this point? And Bartleby and Terrick, what are you doing? You've had your chat. Are you just waiting to see what happens, or do you have actions that you would like to get on with?
I want to ask Bartleby if he can teach me how to pray. I want to see if I can actually contact Necrosis.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. Obviously, I should be able to guide you in prayer with me. Let us find somewhere where we can face the sky.
Okay, so that would be out in the snow.
When you seek out your goddess, sometimes a little pain is expected.
Okay, then. So you go up to the courtyard. Cyrus is flying around. Annalise is down. And Merrick, let's come back to you. Cyrus, Hazra has just told you about the door or passage or something. What's going to be your response from your dark background?
So, what exactly is it you want from me? I mean,
But I was hoping maybe that you could find this entryway into these tunnels that Annalise has suggested is here. With your, she said you had some dark skills, some dark background. Maybe you have some
well, I mean, I'm a bit out of practice, you know.
But maybe you have some magic way, like Bartleby or Cyrus.
No, no magic. I did a bit of second
Correct.
story work when I was a kid, you know, but that was a long time ago. It's all behind me now, but maybe I can remember some of it.
Well, I'm hoping, Annalise is hoping that maybe you could find out where the secret door is.
Well, it would help if I had its location. That would be really useful.
Yes, I have its location for you. It is in this castle.
Yeah, okay, that's a start. That's a start.
Annalise
I'm going to
says,
take a wild stab. It's not at the top of the tower. So
Annalise says, that is correct. I doubt if it's up at the top of the tower, Merrick.
So did you say it leads to a tunnel?
Yes, a tunnel.
Yeah.
Rumored
So it's
to be a tunnel.
So it's got to be going to a tunnel. It's got to be the lowest part of the keep, which is there anything other than the portal room? Is that the lowest part?
This is
Maybe.
the lowest part.
Maybe the well.
Right.
Yes.
Well, this is going to be more comfortable. I'll look here first.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to start, doing the old looking for hollows in the walls, that kind of thing.
Okay then. So what you need to do for me is that you need to roll your perception skill weight. But because this would be classed as a mechanism to open the secret door, your perception's going to be capped at your mechanism roll. So you're going to you can just roll your mechanism roll if that makes sense.
Say mechanism is slightly lower, so if I just roll that has the
because
effect on it.
but that's where you're doing it. It's going to take you some time to have a look around here.
I'm going to take me time over it and just have a good look around, see what we can find.
Okay then, you could take minutes on it. Even it wouldn't give you a crit to swap it round at all. So you're busy going around checking. Bartleby and Tarek, you are up in the courtyard praying. Tarek, you're going through the motions. You don't hear anybody speaking to you. Maybe voices on the howling of the wind. You do open your eye at one point, and Bartleby's very into this. He's got his hands up and everything, bathing in the deity's aura. Cyrus, can you roll for me a perception check?
Do I get any benefits to my perception because I have a snowy owl with interesting eyes?
That's what I'm. Yeah. So I'm going to adjust the difficulty according to your. Oh, it's a Herculean task. And look, you've no. Okay. Okay. As you are flying around, how far away from the keep do you want to fly in flight time rather than in meters? Or you can say meters if you wish.
Probably like about maybe 5 minutes.
Okay,
flight away. Yeah, because obviously I'm only 28 minutes, so I want to be able to fly around and whatnot. So 5-10 minutes, I'm in that range.
Okay, so near the end of that time, you are out to the east of this this keep. So you probably went out, headed north, and went right the way around. And it's only when you're coming back, and you're finding you're flying a little bit tough because there's driving snow and wind as well. But, you're a strong little owl, and your wings are keeping you on course, but your eyesight is a little bit dampened because of all the snow and wind. And you do think, as you are circling back, finishing off your first circle of the keep, that you see through the blizzard of the snow, just momentarily, what appears to be a white sorcerer, a person dressed all in white with 2 giant ice bears with them stood on either side. Now, just to give you an idea how big these ice bears are, I've actually looked this up. They're weighing about nearly 3,000 kilograms, you think, which is nearly 6,000 pounds.
That's like 3 tons.
And they look about the size of an adult rhinoceros or maybe an adult hippo. They're absolutely huge, and so much so that they almost like, it's not sort of like a man and then 2 little cats down, but with it, they seem to be huge bears, and you sort of like catch it for a moment, but as you circle back, they seem to have almost like blended in with the background, but they were big ice bears.
And they were facing the keep, or
Yeah, you imagine that as you're flying, you see over on almost like an ice ledge. You just see this human or humanoid, perhaps, in these white robes that are also like fluttering in the blizzard. And he seems to have his hand on each of these ice bears. And as you sort of like look, well, the ice bear goes, ah, and sort of like growls out whatever bears make noise. And as if it's almost like howling it into the wind. And it's sort of like the blizzard of snow passes back and you sort of like circle round momentarily. But when you look in that direction again, you can't see anything. But they were big bears. And there was definitely 2 of them.
so, but they're not traveling away. They're just kind of hovering around the area.
He just seemed to be stood there, and you almost like unnerved by the way they were looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you didn't feel anything tap your magic or, you know, use any witch sight on you or anything, but they definitely looked like they were tracking you as an owl.
Okay, well, I figure out where I'm looking for then. I guess I'll start heading back.
Yeah. So Merrick, you actually do quite a bit. I'm just moving you to where you found the door. I'm just going to put some rocks there so you can see where it is. Let me just put this on that layer. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Let me just move them slightly. I don't have a door. So you get to that point and, you know, via your thieving skills, you notice that there's a pale
His dark past. Not
Yes,
just
yeah.
skills.
You notice that there's sort of like the brick or the plaster or something. From anybody else, it would have just looked like normal lines in the brick or the plaster. But with your expert eyes and your mechanism your skill, you can see that the outline is actually that of a door. You have a look, and there seems to be a mechanism down to right-hand side of it. You think it may be something that you push, and it might open the door. You're not too sure at the moment whether or not the door will go inwards or outwards or swing or anything like that.
As a meal marker. You've got a long wooden thing.
I do
Push
have my
here with
spear,
it.
my friend. What would you like me
Yeah,
to do
not the
with it?
sharp end, the other end. Push here with it. And stand well back.
Yeah, so I'll do exactly what he wants me to do.
Yeah, so as you get close to it, and Annalise is nearby but not close to, and Merrick says to you to push it. Annalise sort of like goes like this and says, "Ezra, it may be protected."
That's why we're pushing it with a stick, not a hand.
As I push my spear into the hole, I will grab my Jabberwocky, my jaguar tooth, and hopefully use its protection.
Yeah.
price. Yeah.
So you go up to what appears to be like a brick, and you push it, and as you push it, it seems to push really easily. But as you push it, you hear a really audible click. And as you push it, there seems to be a bit of resistance as you push it. But then all of a sudden you hear the click and it pushes in a lot easily.
It's really good.
Say again? Did you?
It's my TV coming through.
Oh, sorry. And then it seems to have, when you let go of it, it seems to be in the indented position. It doesn't look like it's spring loaded or anything else.
It says you just caught the catch, open it a little bit, and that's it. Is that right?
Yeah, so it looked like it started to do the job, but then there was a click, an audible click, and it just sort of like went.
Stopped. Right.
Yeah.
And my friend, I think this is all I can do. I've pushed it. It has opened a little, but then it stopped. So you are the
Well, you definitely triggered something.
Why, thank you. It is down to you, my friend, to find out what I triggered. I will go stand over here.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Give me a
I
shout
will-
when it's done. If you don't shout, I know it's not been done.
Whereabouts are you going to stand, Hazra? Did you say that you're moving away from the door?
if he's got any sense.
Yeah.
I've dealt with traps before.
Yes, Merrick. What would you
So
like to do?
I am going to examine what I think is the door again, and see whether it's now changed in any way. You know, whether it's loose, for example.
No,
I'm not actually opening it if it is, but
no, not
No.
not at all. It
so
it
it's definitely-
hasn't.
whatever it was, it didn't open it.
You can roll your mechanism roll on the device that Hazra pushed, if you wish.
Okie dokie, I shall roll my mechanisms roll.
Oh,
Shouldn't have bothered rolling my mechanisms roll, apparently.
use a heroic point, please.
I was about to say, heroic point. Heroic point.
Do it.
Oh, we've got to use them, I suppose, haven't we?
Yes, do it.
Okay. So yeah, as you look at the opening mechanism, that was the thing that was trapped, and you've seen these before. That what's happened is that as you push them, normally you would push them and the door would open, but with the trap on it, what it's done is that as it's pushed in, the spring or the connections inside has snapped, which basically means that the button no longer
works.
no longer works at all now.
That's inconvenient.
We should all push against, maybe force it open.
Annalise turns to you, Hazra, and says, "Will he be able to open it?"
Well, I certainly hope so. He can certainly see what's going on with the mechanisms and things inside. So it may be just a case of brute force now. And my lady, with your armor and your strength, maybe you could push the door.
With a 21 endure brawn, yeah, she's got this.
He's a knight. He
She
has
says,
weight and girth.
she says, "I can try to push it if you wish."
Yes, baby, pushy.
Can I
really good.
tell at all how it opens? Yeah, does it rotate on the middle? Is it hinged on one side, or have I got no way of knowing?
now that the mechanism's gone, there's probably no way of knowing. You don't. It's flush up against the wall. Roll your insight, and you can augment it with your mechanism.
Okay. Remind me how the augment works. How much of a bonus do I get?
It's 20%. Or you should have a little macro on Roll20 called augment. It might only appear when you click your character. It should appear.
Augment. Okay, so
Have you got it?
Yeah. Augmenting skill level is presumably my mechanisms level, yeah?
Yeah. And then if you just press it, it'll tell. So it's going to go up by 9%.
And then I'm rolling perception, yeah?
Insight.
Insight, rather. Yes, that was it. Insight.
To see which way the door.
Put that 9% at the top.
It would have been good if I'd have remembered to add the 9%, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Is that 67 with the 9% or not?
No, that 67 is without the 9%.
Oh, so that's all right then.
So
because
so 76 is what I actually have.
You don't think the door hinges because it's almost like flat up to the wall at your end, your side. If it does hinge, it pushes inwards. It wouldn't be able to come outwards at all. So either the mechanism, when it works, would either drop it completely into the wall or swing it inwards. It wouldn't open into the wall at all, into the room at all.
Take it's stone wall and a stone door.
Yeah. You sort of like
got a pickaxe handy.
Yeah, you give it a little push. It doesn't move or anything. To be you would be surprised. It's only because of your skills that you've been able to find it. Even Hazra, with his wonderful perception, he would not have found the door. It's only because you've got that skill in locks and mechanisms that allowed you to find it.
Right, so long story short, the mechanism that opens the door is now destroyed. So it's sealed shut unless we can brute force it open. It looks like it moves back into the wall. So if we could find a battering ram, maybe we could get it open that way.
We shall endeavour to persevere. And with that, I shall charge and put my shoulder on the wall.
Yeah, roll your brawn.
I can't move any lower than that. That's weird.
Say again, sorry.
I can't move any lower than where I am on the map.
Can you use the Alt button?
Not to go south. I can do it there.
I think I
can move north, but I can't go anywhere down below that. It's fine.
That is as far as it will let us go.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, brawn.
Are you taking a run at this, or are you just trying to push it?
I'm taking a run at it. I'm just going to put my shoulder right into it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you run at it at full speed and lay your shoulder in it. It doesn't move at all. It to you almost like appears to be a hard brick wall.
I should hold up my other arm.
Yeah.
The Bartleby, I need to heal. No.
So your padded armor that you're wearing, your cold weather armor coats would probably absorb most of the impact. If you got a critical, you probably would have injured yourself because you were going in at full speed. But you think, Hazra, you've charged open doors before. This one looks just like unless Merrick points at it and says, "It's there." You can't even see it. It's giving it away now because you can see where the pressure pad was to open it, you know, but it looks completely solid. At this point, Bartleby and Tarek come back down from praying, a little bit covered in snow, both of you. You seem very pleased with yourself, Bartleby. Tarek, you don't think anything happened. You didn't feel blessed or anything like that. And as you come back down into the portal room, Cyrus soars gently in as a snowy owl and probably does one of those things when he flies towards the ground. And as he gets towards the ground, he changes into Cyrus again. I bet you can't
it
wait.
Is cold outside.
You wait till when you can turn into a phoenix. That's going to be fun,
it's gonna be
isn't
fun.
Merrick is going to grab one of those pieces of chalk and he's just going to chalk out the outline of the door so we know so everyone can say what we're dealing with.
Yeah. Cyrus, do you want to go first and relate back? Yeah.
So he's definitely out there, and his two bears are ginormous. But I don't know. He seems kind of idiotic. He's wearing all white. Like, I don't know. That's terrible fashion.
Yeah, what would be the sense of that in snow?
Yeah,
no value at all.
None. It's stupid. You want to be noticed, right? Because that's how people, praise you. So, we can go out there and kill him, or you can. I don't know. What are you doing? Drawing doors?
Yeah,
yes. I got bored.
Just
there is a door here, but we can't get it open.
Annalise turns to you, Cyrus, and says, "I don't think we want to kill him.
No, we don't.
But don't we need him to open the portal?"
Well, if he's still hanging around out there, then he hasn't gone over to the other side because he'd have been with their forces. In which case, yeah, we want to sweet talk him and get him back on our side would be nice.
But then why did you have two large bears with him?
Maybe...
If I was out there, I'd want two large bears with me.
Yeah.
Why did you not come to protect the keep?
Well, would you go protect your employers?
I think I would, because I'm that type of person.
Oh.
No, but I'm a selfless protector.
Well,
well, not everyone is like you, Hazra. The world, I'm sure, would be a better place if they were.
Why, thank you.
So what do you guys want to do? Should we approach him, possibly threaten to murder his little bear pups, or if he doesn't help, or continue drawing fake furniture on walls?
Do threats of death have to be your first response to any situation?
I think it's the fastest way. We don't have to deal with, someone not liking us or whatever. Who cares if they're dead? So
okay, I know I've not been with you people very long, but I think I'm beginning to see where your place in this group needs to be. Your job at the moment seems to be primarily drink the wine and let everyone else do the thinking.
Yes, typically.
He's
battle. I'm pretty good at battle.
No, he's a drunken master.
Yeah, I really think you're belittling the process.
So, what is going to be our pitch to this guy who doesn't want to, it got kicked out of the castle?
Why not tell him they're all dead and he can come back and use the portal?
It's a classic I told you so.
Yes, indeed.
And
we've arrived at the portal. Everybody's dead. Please take us home.
Annalise says, "Oh, we could take the secret passage that Merrick found."
Oh, that's
you might know how to open that as well.
But we cannot open it at the moment. We need something powerful to open it.
There's got to be a way to reset this mechanism somehow, hasn't there? Otherwise, it would be pointless.
I'm
And
going
it-
to pass Terry,
and-
Merrick, Bob, my spear, and let him just poke around that same hole again, see if it resets.
He's probably done that with his thieves' tools and thing. Annalise, Merrick, roll an insight.
Insight.
You're on fire tonight.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
So, like I said, you've seen doors like this before. Generally, once the mechanism has been snapped or triggered, the only way to reset the door is from the other side.
The other side. Mm. I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah.
And there's no gap
Um,
through there whatsoever.
So it's a really good, it's a perfect trapped secret door, if that makes sense, because once the trap has been sprung, that's it. The door won't open until it's reset from the opposite side.
So, like I said, there's no gap or anything, no hole.
No,
Perfectly smooth. So
yeah.
we can't send Cyrus through there as like a worm.
What about a spirit? Can they pass through solid walls?
but-
Spirits can, yeah.
But then can they activate it from the other side?
But can they
No.
then? Yeah.
What if we ask them nicely?
Please.
you can like this with the hands.
I'll go on then.
Trying to
It's you.
comply.
We're so convince weird white sorcerer to help us smash things through this trapdoor until it opens. Which one do you guys want to do?
If we can find something to try and break the door down with, like a pick, it's got to be something that will go through stone. So something like a pick, if we can find one. Then
Well, yeah.
we could split our forces to have one or more of us take turns trying to get the door open while the others go and see if they can persuade the sorcerer to come back.
Never mind.
Oh, Cyrus is whispering things to just me.
My bad. I didn't know what that was. I was looking. I thought it
That
just
won't
popped up.
work. That won't work.
I'm just saying. Armor seems to deplete to nothing.
So, just to what you would be trying to do with the pickaxe is break through
The actual door itself.
That's just
well a
stonework.
solid wall. That's what you would be trying to do.
Yeah.
It works in Minecraft.
It
Yeah.
does.
It works in mines. I mean,
I
that's
think the
what mining
issue-
is, essentially.
Yeah.
The issue with that is that we'd be getting tunnels that would still take sometime less than weeks, but more than days, I'm assuming.
About 3
Like,
weeks
because
or
even if we're doing
something.
a straight line underground, it's still going to take time. And if this sorcerer outside can
If
reactivate
Bear
this
could figure
portal,
the portal, that would be the
Well,
best
let-
option, yeah.
Well, in which case, let's go speak to the bear man.
there's a chance he might not be friendly, given that if this is who we think he is, he might be a little bit inappropriate. I'm going to
He's
glare
gone
at Cyrus.
No, he has gone rogue.
He might fight us, in which case we would want all of us out there to have a better chance for survival.
Indeed.
We really
So I
don't
think we
want
should
to
go-
fight him. I mean, if he's belligerent, we just back down, because if we kill
Ideally,
him, that gets us nowhere.
ideally. So let's go as a team to try and communicate diplomatically with this man and his bears, and hopefully we don't die.
On past evidence, you really want me and Cyrus in the diplomatic effort.
I want you two there with us if fights break out.
We have gags.
But also Cyrus might be able to speak properly to this sorcerer. He knows how sorcerers speak.
Yeah, that is true. He's a fellow sorcerer.
Maybe he
That's
can
it.
impress the sorcerer with his own power.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Worst case
do
scenario,
some
just
stuff.
choke him.
At least you can
you
build
know.
a fire to keep us warm.
Yeah, the sorcerer's body. Sorry, that was aggressive. I was told to stop that.
You were. You'll get sent to bed with no supper by Bartleby, I tell you.
Yeah. I think the sorcerer, if if he's willing, I think it'd be a good time to have a conversation. In the worst case scenario, we have lots of bear meat to eat. Protein up.
Do you eat bear meat regularly, Cyrus?
No, because I don't run into large bears. But now, when opportunity presents itself.
But they always used to say it the Hairy Hobgoblin. Hazard used to say that with the meat. He'd always bring the meat for
Needs to eat.
yeah. I think you brought bear once. It wasn't good.
Basil liked his meat.
Very gamey.
Very, very, very hard, tough meat. A strong meat, a powerful meat.
Well, Cyrus, unless anybody has anything else to object with, I think Cyrus, you should lead us to this wizard.
All right,
Should we
everyone,
go-
put your fluffy jackets on because it's gonna get annoyingly cold.
Okay.
get -1 cold.
Well,
So-
actually, let's talk this out though. If we do this, we need a strategically approach. So, maybe only present a few of the other two people
Why
or 3
don't you
people can
fly
come
us
from.
there?
Because that's not how it works, Hazra. You know this.
But you said you could target somebody and turn them into a birdie.
I
too.
can't, but I'm not gonna target all of you. I didn't have to take a nap.
Should
That's
we
a lot
leave
of power.
Annalise here? Will Annalise antagonize this guy because she's a guardian?
That's a very good point, Tarek. Yes. So,
Just saying, like
Uh,
if he was like shunned from the keep by guardians, I'm not
Yeah.
sure having a guardian present would be.
It could go either way, couldn't it? There could be a connection there because they've got a shared past, but that same shared past could go against us if he takes offense.
maybe Annalise should stay here and guard the bottle.
Or if Annalise takes offense.
Or if Annalise takes offense. Yeah.
Annalise, are you going to take offense?
She it depends whether or not he has. It seems to me that he deserted the post rather than facing his punishment.
So I'm not going to take offense, but you may take the gate.
Yes,
A small potting shed.
I think he still has to face his punishment. Surely he cannot just be left to do
What
what he
punishment?
wanted.
He just said to leave your watch and go.
Thought his punishment was being kicked out.
We were kicking him out, yes. It was not
then he
his
left.
decision to leave.
So that punishment has been dealt already.
If we want him to help us, we may have to reverse that punishment.
Annalise says, I will stay here. I do not trust
That may
my
be wise, Annalise.
do not trust my willpower score.
Now, you're a very honourable person, and I understand what you are saying, but you've already punished him. We may need to invite him back in again, purely for this task.
I agree.
We invite him back in to say, now be gone.
Yeah.
Thanks for the help now. Get out.
Can we borrow your keys, please?
I
We seem to have
can
locked ourselves out.
I can stay here until you return.
Thank you, Annalise. Do you have food here?
It's just going to be like
We-
a few minutes, isn't it?
You have
We're not
rations.
going like days away.
It's gonna be like a half an hour walk.
She has some rations.
Ah, cool.
So she says, I will be fine. You be careful out there.
What should we expect just in case he gets a little feisty? Like, does he have a love for pickles or something so we can entice him? Like what?
He is a powerful sorcerer, Cyrus.
Yeah, that's
You will
He
need to
can do
be.
portals.
You will need to be on your best. I have seen you deflect the power of a pain dealer. You will be fine. You will be able to deflect his magic if need be.
all right.
And
Okay,
if I can
well-
add, we already know he was the sorcerer of this keep, and that sorcerers of this land have access to all the colors of sorcery wind.
Mm.
Anything you can
so
do,
chaotic.
he probably can do pretty well.
And maybe
Or-
even better.
See,
Well,
when you
I'm
say
not trying to
that,
bring him
believe-
down.
see when you
I-
say, I don't see that.
Well, personally, I think that maybe Bartleby, the diplomacy, maybe a better ally here.
Sure, you do talking. I don't care. It's probably lame anyways.
Are we sure I'm the best talker?
I talk to spirits. I don't talk to people.
East worst talker might possibly be the better way
All,
to
all
phrase
those
it.
children you talked to Bartleby seem to be in awe of you.
Yeah, but that's because I can back it up with something that they need, like fresh healing. Like it's easy for people to be in awe of you when you're like, here's your arm back.
Well, all I can say is let us not go forward like we normally do and attack first. Let us
Well,
try
yeah,
to-
yeah, we're doing diplomacy.
Currently, I think Cyrus is in the front, is he not?
It's got a
Yeah.
lead.
Leaders, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So are you happy with that order?
To be
Yeah.
fair, I'd probably go in the front and let Cyrus point out where he thinks I should go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's cool. Okay, so you set off. I've seen the time. Don't worry, I know where we're going to start. You set off, tramping through the through the snow, and the first thing that you do notice is that the snow seems to be getting stronger, i.e., there's more blizzard conditions, etc., and you've got your cold weather gear on. So just remember, if it comes to a fight, then you're all rolling hard. Can you see my bears and my white sorcerer?
No.
No. No.
You. No.
What map are you on?
Snowy.
Snow map?
You're on the
Yeah.
snow
like-
map. Okay then.
The middle is all blacked out, but there's like a rough cut up to the top, and then we're on the bottom area.
It reminds me of the trail that we took with the
It's-
Manicore.
Yeah. It
Yeah. Okay
Yeah.
then.
looks like the trail we took to get here, yeah.
Let me just see. Oh, this is weird. Can't actually. Which layer is that on? Let me know if you see anything. Can you see anything now?
No.
Nope.
Just as 5 military KISSING.
Why can't you see what I can see?
Can you see what I see?
Let me just.
Can we use our last hero point to automatically succeed on talking to him before we end?
Yes. Good call.
Um,
And another heroic point to just automatically succeed at insight while we're at it.
Yeah.
can you see anything on that page now?
It's
Yeah, I see it.
blue grids with your map overlaid, and the map now is overlaid in a blocky pattern.
but you
Yeah.
can't see that massive bear that's stood next to Bartleby and Cyrus.
That's Cyrus.
I
No,
think
Cyrus.
that may be on the wrong layer.
Yeah.
I think it's on the, so it's on the tokens layer.
We
Maybe,
don't see
yeah.
any bears because we're totally not scared, but we just don't see them.
Okay, hang on. Let me do this. Let me do that. Which layer? Are you back in the portal
Portal.
room?
Now we're back in the
Portal,
portal
yeah.
room.
He's
We're
better
going
there.
back memory time.
Okay, are you back in the path? In the
Yeah.
In the
Back on the path. Yeah.
right,
No
I'm
bears
just-
though.
Still no bear.
This narration's going crazy. We're going back and forth very fast. It's like we're telling a story.
I'm just refreshing my roll 20.
Right, you're back.
Right, let's try again.
There we go. I see a
Aha.
big. Oh wow, very
Bears.
large. He definitely stands out.
Now, what we need is a big block of mint.
Oh yes, Glacier Fox's Glacier
Foxy
Mint.
Glacier mint. Yep.
Okay, and can
And
you
Robbie Williams.
It's clearly superior.
can you see the token that I'm using for?
Moldov, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who you some of you will
Robbie Williams.
you will
He was my friend once before.
It's Christoph, yeah. Okay then. So just before we leave this, so as you're, let me just set the scene. So you seem to be going down a pass that has high ledges on both sides, but the blizzard seems to be, the snow seems to be driving down this pass to you. So you know, sometimes when the snow is going, it looks a little bit coming straight down, looks a bit like a star map that you're going through as this
Hyperspace.
yeah. So that's what you're going through, and it's all literally, it's thick blizzard snow, and then all of a sudden, very close to you appears these two ginormous bears. They are what you would class in our world as polar bears, but bigger. They seem to have on them, that you can see straight away, some kind of harness on them, as almost as if somebody could ride on one of them on their back, and you can see what appears to be a person dressed from head to foot in white linen and robes and cotton robes. His, all you can see is his eyes. So there's, you know, his mouth and nose is covered up. And Hazra, well, all of you, as you're walking, 1 minute they're not there, and the next minute, pow, they are there. And the first thing that I would like you all to do before we finish today's session is that I would like you, please, to roll a willpower check. Okay. So this is coming off as hard, by the way, just so you know. So Tarek, you're fine.
I'm going to re-roll mine if that's okay.
Hazra, you're fine.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
You
No,
rolled a
Oh, I got
third.
hard. Oh, sorry.
American Bartleby, you're not.
I would use a point of luck if I could.
You
No,
got a, you
use
got
a heroic point.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I guess I'll be a hero.
we have to use it. We got a minute.
We
Use
don't need
3 of them.
another
I'll be a
Right.
hero.
So you got no more. Bartleby uses a hero point. And Merrick,
I'll use a luck point.
you use a luck point to re-roll.
To re-roll it.
reverse.
Yeah. If I reverse, it gets worse, so that would be
Yeah.
bad. So I should just re-roll it.
Nope.
Oh, for God's sake.
But you
Okay.
could reverse that one with the, no, you can't do benevolent.
Can I
So,
use my other
Reverse
luck
it.
point to reverse that?
as these bears suddenly appear, you get the sense of they're almost like intimidating you with some strange power. It doesn't seem to be magical. They just seem to be big bears.
Scary.
And you sort of like of loads of you are quite seasoned adventurers, but Tarek, you sort of like see, you peer around the front, and you turn to talk to Merrick to say, those are big bears, and you notice that Merrick is
It's halfway back up the path
slowly
and still accelerating.
back. He's not running. He would have fumbled, but he's drawn his weapon, and he's slowly backing away down the pass. And just for finishing off, the white robed person just lifts one finger and points to you, Hazra. Just roll a perception check, Hazra, because you're quite perceptive, aren't you?
Indeed.
Which finger?
Yeah, you notice his mouth seems to be moving. He's got like a piece of cloth. You can see it's moving. He seems to be talking or mumbling as he lifts his finger up. And that's where we will leave it for this week. And we'll come back next week and see whether or not Cyrus can speak to the sorcerer in a kind way to try to convince Muldove to open the portal for them. Whether or not Merrick gets right the way back to the keep before somebody grabs him, and what the sorcerer is doing as he raised his finger.
Awesome.
And
Say
again, sorry.
I've got a plan for my new character.
Have you? You're going to be a nice bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. I'm just going to allow the players an opportunity to say where viewers you can catch them during the week. Mr. Pickles, tell us all about your podcast.
It's a podcast. My friend and I talk about movies. It's on Apple and Spotify. It's called And I Took That Personally. We just talk about movies and take it a little too personally.
Nice. And Medivac. Sorry, I forgot your name then. Medivac.
It's all right, Bob. So hopefully Sunday night we're continuing through Solistar, Crown of the Magister playthrough. Monday night is hopefully Deadlands Reloaded. Thursday night this week is cancelled because we're a GM down.
Oh,
I know, heaven forbid. So Sunday game playthrough, Monday Deadlands. Usually Thursday would be our Pathfinder 2.
yeah.
Abomination Vaults, which is good fun.
Nice.
And that is it for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Merrick. Fish Not Fish.
Yes. Well, you can hopefully find me on my Twitch channel, Fish Not Fish. With a bit of luck, I will be doing a Map and Monday stream.
Oh, nice.
It may not be. Usually, I do mapping with Campaign Cartographer. It may not be that. I may instead be looking at the 3D printed terrain from Fat Dragon Games, because I've just got a 3D printer, so I'm a bit obsessed with that at the moment. So I may be looking at that. It still counts as mapping in my book.
Nice.
You can also find me on startplaying.games, where I've got a couple of things going on. I'm still looking for a third player so that I can start up my Gaia Complex. I call it a one-shot. Start Playing Games calls it a campaign because we're going to run about 3 sessions, and anything more than 1 session they count as a campaign.
Yeah.
So if anybody's looking to play the Gaia Complex, do a search on Start Playing Games. I think I'm the only person on there offering a game of that, and as
Perfect.
yet, people aren't really interested in it, but I'm hoping they will be because it's a really good cyberpunk RPG.
Excellent. And Tarek, anything that you would like to say?
Tomorrow, if everything stays the way it is, I'll be playing either a fantasy setting or a modern day witches setting
Nice.
on Skagit's channel.
Excellent. That sounds brilliant. Is that what time is that? Do you know?
An hour before now.
Right.
So
About 9 o'clock UK time. So that's good. Brilliant. Thank you. And last but not least, before me, Captain, have I done everybody? Yes. Captain Kangaroo.
Yes, you've done the important
doing
people.
something. I think tomorrow I'll be live streaming. I'm gonna go, be a guest star on a ghost hunting TV show called The Crypt Keepers.
Oh,
Or Creepers.
nice.
Crypt Creepers. Yeah. I made sure to prepare for this. I made sure I haven't applied any deodorant on for a few days, and I invested a lot of eyeliner.
Oh, yeah.
But
the
we
part.
probably, knowing us, we probably didn't get a permit to go to this penitentiary, so I'll probably be arrested. So you'll also be able to see me, my guest starring role on an episode of Jail next week. I'll be the
Jailbait.
second. Yeah, I'll be the second redhead guy with not wearing pants. So
Fantastic.
But nothing much. Yeah.
Nothing much. Just a normal
much.
day. A normal
So
day.
you'll be the
Normal
guy in the middle.
thing people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be back streaming some Elder Scrolls Online tomorrow about lunchtime after I've been down to see my mum. We're doing the Falling Leaves event in Westfield at the moment, running around doing things to try to get the meter up to 100% so we get lots of freebies. So do tune in for that. And if you're interested, we drops are on tomorrow as well, and I will be doing giveaways while we're playing ESO as well. So do come along and check that out. Yeah, and maybe some Guild Wars 2 throughout the week. Okay, so yeah. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for coming along. And if you want to find out what happens next, then tune in next Saturday. Or if you missed it, don't forget that all the adventures are uploaded to YouTube and you can catch up with all the fun then. Okay, until next time, it's goodbye from me. Goodbye, everyone. And it's goodbye from them.
Goodbye.
Bye, bye, little bird.
They can't hear you, so...